Hey, okay, on behalf of the American Indian Education Program and the Native Voices Group that has just started here at DGF, I wanted to bring you guys a part of our culture, Native American culture, song and dance, stories. These folks are from the tribal school that I graduated from down by Sisseton, South Dakota. Teosho Tribal School, it's an all-Indian school where they taught language, they preach culture, traditions every day in school. So this is one of the best ways that I know that I can show you guys a part of our culture. So we're going to start with the song right away. So here we go. it over to their speaker, their drum group.
All right, thanks. First of all, I just want to thank you guys for bringing us over here, share a little bit of our culture with you. But first and foremost, I want to congratulate the football players for getting to their state semifinals, I believe. We're heavily into football. These guys play on our football team. We're runners up in our state all-nation conference last week. So. And I'm also the head football coach. And so, best of wishes to you guys this week. Our high school name is Teoshpazina Tribal School. We're established in northeast South Dakota, and part of the reason why we were established was to kind of have a place to bring back some of the Dakota culture, language, and traditions back into our community. We live on the Lake Traverse Indian Reservation. We are Dakota people. We consist of the Sissetuan and Wakapetwan people. You may have seen signs along I-29 where it says Wakatin. That's half of our people. We are the Wakapetwan people, the people who live within the trees, and also the Sissetuan, the Fish Village people. But we're Dakota people, and today we have our presentation. We have a Pejiwa Chiwichasha. You can raise your hand. This is the grass dancer with the feathers and the beadwork. He's my son. Chante Nabu, he's our starting middle linebacker. Since we're talking about football anyways. He's our starting middle linebacker, and then we got Miss Cropper. Raise your hand. She's our jingle dress dancer. And Miss Marks. And Miss Marks. We have two jingle dress dancers and a fancy dancer. So the first category we're going to share with you is our grass dancer. So if you can make your way out. Grass dancing is a long tradition. It's hundreds of years old of a dance. And our Dakota people were gifted this dance from the Omaha people. You guys know where Omaha, Nebraska is? Okay, that place is named after another tribe of people down there called the Omaha people. The Omaha gifted the grass dance to the Dakota people in a time of famine and hardship. They brought this dance to the Dakota people to liven up our village and give us something to be proud of. And what we do is, whenever our camps moved from place to place, following the buffalo, we would flatten down the grass and kind of bless the ground before we would set up the teepees in our village. And so this one's called Pejiwa Chi, the grass dance. There'll be two separate songs, a straight song and a crow hop. I'd like to thank Chante Boo for sharing that dance with us. I forgot to mention we have a huge powwow down in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and it's pretty much like a World Series of our dance categories. And he took in the top 3 this past year, so all across the whole country. The next up for you, we have our jingle dress. And in the Dakota language, we call this the Shna the jingling dance. And this dance was gifted to the Dakota people and other tribes by way of the Anishinaabe people, the Ojibwe people. You have an Ojibwe reservation close to here, Whiter, you have Red Lake, Cass Lake, northern Minnesota. This dance originated in northern Minnesota, southern Canada somewhere, was gifted to the surrounding tribes and known as a healing dance. The first time somebody had a vision of this dance, they made the dress and adorned it with the jingles, and when they danced by a young girl who was unable to walk from, I believe, polio, she miraculously became healed and was able to walk again. So this is, in a way, a ceremonial dance, but today we use it in our celebrations. Okay, thank you girls for sharing that with us. Our next one is our youngest member of our dance club here, and she's going to dance the fancy dance for you. And what you see on her is a shawl. She's really brave, so give her a little bit of encouragement. Some guys call this known as the butterfly dance. She'll kind of be going from flower to flower in the springtime. It's a joyful dance. Some people call it the Shekehawa Chini dance, fancy, the women's fancy dance. And it's more of a modern dance. And some of the elders I've talked to said this dance kind of came from out west, from the California area in the early 1960s. And so it's more of a modern dance, but it's a beautiful, elevated dance. We call it women's fancy dance. So today, that's three different categories we have for you. We're missing men's traditional dance and women's traditional dance. And there's a lot more dancers like being raised to be able to perform like this in the past. Since 1980, I think our school was established in 1981. And I'm a graduate of that school. I've been working there teaching for 18 years, and I'm the head coach for 17 years, or football coach, head coach for 5. And then John graduated from Tio Spazina as well. Our other, the person in charge of our powwow club is Luella, over here, Luella Cloud. And her daughter, Donna Cloud. Donna also was a graduate of Tio Spazina Tribal School. And like I said, we're very happy to share anything we can from our culture. Our people We try to enlighten our surrounding communities with our style of life and things we do too. And we appreciate all of you. I think before we go on, I want to do basically a friendship dance. That's going to include whoever wants to come down to the floor. But first, I'd like to ask all the football players to stand up. So let's get all the football players to stand up and give a round of applause. I understand that last year we fell short by hook and ladder thing. Is that true? Some kind of hook and ladder in the last few seconds? Okay, redemption time, right? I think it'll go good. I think you guys will have a banner of the state champions. So this song here, it's a double beat. It'll sound like a heartbeat, almost just like a kind of a medium speed of a heartbeat. And what happens is we get everybody we can down into the floor, and we go side by side, shoulder to shoulder, with both hands, and you do this step here. You slowly move in a clockwise manner, and you go until the song stops. Well, it's pretty much a friendship dance. Sometimes people do them during holiness, where they're giving thanks for something good happening. And we use it for celebration. So I'm going to ask at this time, if it's okay with the faculty and staff, if we can bring down whoever wants to come down to the floor, if we can get shoulder to shoulder and line up in one big circle. If there's not enough room, we'll do two circles, one circle within the other. Hey, try to get as far out as you can. Try to get as far out as you can on the edge so that we can have room for everybody. Push the circle out. Shoulder to shoulder. Hey, looking good, looking good. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, if I can get your attention one more time. So what you want to do, guys, you're side by side, you're going in this motion here. We're about to see who all has rhythm in here, so give it your best shot. This is a celebration dance, a dance of friendship, a dance of camaraderie. And I see it fit for to celebrate as a school, celebrate your sports team, your football team. Congratulations. Even sometimes girls get cheerleaders. Cheerleaders are a big part of it, and coaches. So in celebratory form, we're going to go ahead and sing the song for you, and it's going to go in a clockwise manner. It's going to be moving in a clockwise manner. Okay, here we go. Oh, we're not in our language, the cultural language, we often things relatives. And after you take part in the drum and certain dances like that, you become like relatives, you become friends, you become allies. And I want to thank you for the hospitality you showed us today. There's a couple little stories I wanted to share with you before we do our final dance, and one was about this area. This area that speaks the land here, we call it Wajiat Makoche, the Wakpasha the Red River Valley. And the Red River Valley was, for thousands of years, has been home to a group of people called the Wasfetuan. The Wasfetuan are a band of Sisseton people, or Dakota people. And the Sisseton were just south of us, about 100 miles, all the way down into Nebraska. And if you look at the names around here, you'll see the name Wapatin on the side, that's Wasfetuan. The people who dwell within the leaves. And most of us sitting here were Sisseton and Wapatin, but we say Sissetuan and Wasfetu. The Waspagan people had lived up and down the Red River Valley for generation upon generation, and a lot of times they would follow the buffalo herds, and a lot of the buffalo herds were in the tens of thousands in the amounts within the herds. Some of the herds were so big that you couldn't see the other side of the herd, and the herds would move north and south through different times of the year, and smaller herds would move east and west throughout different times of the year. And one thing was shared over at the elementary is I was over at the university, SPSU, and people were talking about when we first made the interstates, like I-29, Old 81, I-94, I-90, a lot of the I-80, a lot of these interstates, where they built them, they were old buffalo trails. You can look this up. They were old buffalo trails, and buffalo were traveling the quickest, most efficient routes from north and south and east and west for thousands of years, that they wore the ground down into a flat surface. And so naturally, the architects and the government had seen this, and when we started to build railroads and major interstates, a lot of them were built along the buffalo trails. And that was something I just recently learned in the last few years. And so, the reason why I'm explaining that is because no matter how far we get into the future, we're always still connected to our past. And it's in the best interest of us as Americans to understand the history of our land. Because if you know the history of your land, you'll always have deep-rooted knowledge of where you are. And so, from here on out, you'll know that the Waspagan people used to live in this Red River Valley, and the Sissetons lived south of here. Just the very name, North Dakota, right? Dakota means the relatives, the friends and allies. Minnesota, Minnesota, the smoky water, land of the smoky water. That's early in the morning, you see the fog coming off the lakes. That's what that's named after. Nebraska is Nebraska. Nebraska is the flat land. Iowa is Iowa. The ones where you paint their mouths. That was the Pawnee down there. And they would paint the bottoms of their mouths, so they called it Iowa. Also, Iowa stands for treaty. And when you put your words down on paper, they also called it Iowa. And some of our biggest treaties between the Dakota people and the U.S. government were signed in Iowa. So you got Iowa, Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota. All of those states have in common they're named after Dakota words. And a lot of the words that you can't pronounce on some of these signs, they all probably 90% chance they're a Dakota word. But I would just encourage all of you to maybe try to figure out some of those words, and let's go through a few words. I'd like everybody to say this here is called a chanchega. So if everyone can say chanchega. All right, let's get both sides. Chanchega. That's really good. The drumstick, hold on, the drumstick. It's called an ichabu. Ichabu. Okay? And when we hit the drum, it's called gabu. Gabu. That's like the middle linebacker hitting the fullback. Gabu. Make a cracking noise. And our songs are called Dowan. And The first recorded story of the drum from long, long ago, it had to do with a young boy, a young man, a teenager, who his community was going through a famine, and there wasn't very much deer, elk, moose, buffalo. The fish were scarce. It was a drought, and people were having a hard time, and there were a lot of hungry people within the village. And this young man decided to go off on his own, and he went far to the north and to the east, and he ended up in the Anishinaabe territory, which the Dakota, we call it Kakatumi Makoche, the land of the waterfalls. And they went up that way towards Lake Michigan. He spent days and days walking, and he finally came across a deer. He saw this deer, he shot it with his bow and arrow, and because he was in someone else's hunting territory, he was being careful. And as he was skinning the hide off of that deer, he heard voices. And the voices were getting closer, so he didn't want to get caught, so he grabbed that hide and he flung it into the woods. And he ran and he jumped in the wood and the bushes, and he covered himself up. And he heard those other hunters come through who happened to be Anishinaabe, the Ojibways. They went through and they saw that somebody had skinned a deer. And they were talking amongst themselves, and they grabbed the deer, threw it over their shoulder, and they walked away. Well, this boy was so afraid, he didn't move for hours and hours. And the sun was really hot and dry all day. And by the time the evening came, he finally got up, and he didn't want to go home empty-handed, so he walked over to where he threw the hide. As he walked over there, he noticed the hide had landed on a stump. And when he walked up there, the hide from the sun beating down on it kind of dried up around that stump. It looked awkward to him. He went over there and he jumped. It sounded like that. He's looking at it again. And to him, that it sounded like thunder. And no human was able to recreate the sound of thunder. Because thunder was a very powerful, significant sound you cannot create. And he figured out that by putting a hide on a tree trunk like that, a hollowed tree trunk, it must be a gift from the Creator, because it sounds just like thunder. So he took that whole thing, he packed it up, and he walked it home, and he introduced that to his families down in South Dakota, and he showed them this, and the people deemed this as a sacred object, and that you have to be careful when you mimic the sounds of thunder. And so whenever we do set the drum up, we make sure everybody has a good mind, good heart, think good thoughts. And the drums, ever since then, has some strange way of bringing people together and making us feel good. Like you just experienced here. Within a few minutes around this drum, we felt happiness, we felt good. And all cultures around the world have some sort of drum that bring their people together. And so with that, we started to sing songs about how we gather people together, or who's dancing, or are we honoring these warriors, these elders, these young people? Is there a marriage going on? Is somebody burying a deceased loved one? There's all different songs, and we call those songs Dowan. Can everyone say Dowan? Dowan is a song that you sing, but Dowan also is an old word for the sound of thunder. The sound of thunder. And when we use the drum together with the song, we call it, pretty much we call it Wakampoyea, sending our voice in a sacred way. So we're going to do one more song here, and I'm going to ask all the dancers to come back out. And if anybody wants to join them, they can dance along with them, and we'll part ways with what we call an intertribal dance. So you come down in all different tribes, so we come together and dance together. One last time. Hey, everybody real quick. Okay. Um, Again, I want to thank Coach Rosita for coming up here, sharing some of our culture, song and dance stories. I hope some of you kids learned something today, something that maybe you may not have known already. But that is all we have for now. So when I dismiss, you are going to go to your last hour class. Okay, we're going to go with a round of applause for our dancers today. And fifth and sixth grade, outside this door, the last hour class. High school, you're supposed to play. Grade, that is not this, that is an 8.
Mr. Buller, you guys are not even close to the senior yet. And the rest of you go back to 8 hours. And your 8-hour class will be taking attendance. So make your choice.
Oh,